Hi guys, I am so excited to share my kitchen with you, mostly because it means my kitchen is completely done. We finished a lot of it a few months ago, but there were a lot of finishing touches which you can't really pick up on in video, and we were just finishing those up, and it's so nice not to have workers in the kitchen and just to have everything done. So if you watched my home renovation videos, you have seen a lot of this. So I wanted to share everything that we did do in our kitchen, and I wanted to show you how I decorated it a little bit. But first, I wanted to show you and maybe remind you, if you watched my home renovation videos, what my kitchen looks like before. We completely gutted the kitchen. So take a look at what it looked like before, and then I will show you what it looks like now. One of the biggest changes that we made in here was the flooring. I really didn't like the white tile in here, and I'm so glad that we changed the flooring. We chose maple hardwood floors. This was a huge project to get all of that white tile up and to put these floors down, but they are gorgeous and we just love them. And we got new cabinets. We actually bought these from Craigslist. We found an amazing deal. We really didn't plan to redo all of the cabinets because it would be extremely expensive, and we pretty much renovated our entire house. So we were planning to originally paint the ones that were here, but when we started out, there was some water damage under the kitchen sink. In the old cabinets, so we really had to get new ones, at least that area, and then trying to find ones that would match and everything. So we looked on Craigslist and we got this whole set of kitchen cabinets. We also got cabinets for the bathroom and the laundry room and granite for the bathroom, all in one lot. It was just like meant to be, and it worked out so well. We saved so much money. Now these were used obviously in a kitchen, so we did have to make a few adjustments, and we did have to buy one small cabinet, and I'll show you that. It's just this one right here. It's just a 12-inch cabinet just to make everything line up correctly. But this is a great cabinet because I can put all of my baking sheets and everything in there. So it did work out really well. And even with the installation, we saved so much money doing it that way. So it worked out great. Another thing that we did, we had crown molding installed on top of the cabinets, which we love. It really finishes it off and makes it look a lot nicer. So we had that done. And then our tile, we have white subway tile. We had this installed, and we actually got this at Lowe's. It's just basic, white subway tile. I think it looks nice and classic, and it's not going to go out of style, in 2 years or anything. We did keep the original island that was in here. Obviously, we got new countertops, which look so much better than what was here. And the cabinets were dark, so I definitely wanted to paint them. But before we moved here, I saw a kitchen on Pinterest and the person had a blue island very similar to this color, and I fell in love with it and I knew that I wanted to do that. It was a little bit of a bold move, but blue islands are becoming pretty popular, but I just am so happy that I did it. I think it, gives the kitchen a little something extra, and it's just a beautiful color and I love it. And we do have a lot of blues in our home, so it kind of ties everything in. So this works out really well. Another thing that we had to do, since we took the island off and redid the floors and everything, we had to get the electrical hooked back up. So I didn't think that I would really use these much, but I use them almost every day. It's so nice having electrical outlets on your island. And so far we've only had people over in the spring and summer, but I was thinking a lot of times, if you have a larger gathering, in the fall and winter, or even in the summer, you might use your slow cooker. And usually we put the food on our island, so it's really nice to have an outlet there in case I want to plug something in to keep it warm in the slow cooker. Then we have our granite. I absolutely love this granite. We searched hard for granite, and I recommend doing that. I highly, highly recommend going to a granite yard and picking out your granite, because if you just look at one of those corner pieces that they give you for a sample, you don't know what the whole slab is going to look like, and there could be a color running through it, or it might look completely different once you see the whole slab. And once you order it and they're bringing that heavy granite to your kitchen, you don't want any big surprises. So I highly recommend going to the granite yard and picking out your granite if you are redoing your kitchen or getting new countertops or anything. Some granite is more yellow, so it might even be the same stone, but some of it might be more yellow, and the more yellow it is, the cheaper it is. So if you want something more white, it's definitely worth it to go and check it out. That is what we did. So we got a higher grade in this color so that we could get more white. And I'm really sorry, I know a lot of you have asked me what the color of our granite is, and I don't know. And actually, we don't have the name of it on any of our paperwork. But like I said, I highly recommend going to, check it out at the granite yard. Our appliances are all Frigidaire, and I got the Frigidaire Gallery oven. I absolutely love it. It works so well. I love having a gas oven. It has, the 4 burners and then the center one. It's a self-cleaning oven, which I didn't have. I had it wasn't too old. I had an electric oven at my old house and it wasn't self-cleaning. So I really like that. One thing that I do love about this oven is that when you open the door, the rack comes out with the door, which is so nice if you need to, flip something or just stir something. You don't have to worry about moving the tray out or anything. It's just so nice. We also have the Frigidaire Refrigerator, and I love it. We did get the smudge-proof stainless steel appliances, which I love. I love, love, love that, because it would drive me crazy if there were a bunch of fingerprints all over my refrigerator. Sometimes there are a few on the door and I just wipe it down, but for the most part there usually aren't any fingerprints on the actual refrigerator, dishwasher, or the oven. So I did a whole video on how I organize my fridge and freezer, and I'll link that below, but I just love it. There's tons of room. I love the French doors. I love the freezer drawer. It works out so well. We also have the Frigidaire smudge-proof stainless steel dishwasher, which is so nice because we are always opening and closing our dishwasher, and it looks, so much better without all of the fingerprints. And then I'll talk about our trash can that we got, just because it's sitting there. I'm going to do a separate video on the breakfast nook, which is attached to the kitchen, just because I haven't quite finished decorating it. I'm getting there, but I'm not quite done. So this is Threshold from Target, and I was looking for a stainless steel garbage can that wasn't extremely expensive. I was surprised at how expensive some of them are, and I love it because you can just push the pedal and the lid stays up for you, and it doesn't have any black on it. I was just looking for something that was, solid stainless steel. I also wanted to show you how I decorated the kitchen a little bit. I like it simple but pretty and functional. I don't like a ton of stuff on my countertops, but I do want the things that we use a lot to be accessible. So this, I feel, is the perfect amount for me, the perfect amount of things on my countertop. So on my island, I wanted to keep it really simple, but I wanted something pretty. So I got this vase, and it's actually blue glass, which I love. You guys know I love colored glass. And I just bought these irises from Trader Joe's. Every week I was picking flowers from my yard because we have a ton of different types of flowers, and something was always blooming. But this week there is nothing blooming. My lilies just kind of died off. So I bought these beautiful irises at Trader Joe's, and I plan to hopefully always have flowers in here, but I just think that looks really pretty, and then it's just taking up a little bit of space, so I still have plenty of room to work. And the light fixture was actually already here, so I just cleaned that up, but it matches so well, and the glass on it is tinted blue, so it works perfect with my island. On this wall, I do have my spoon and fork. I got these at Marshall's a while ago, but I just love them, and I thought they worked really well with what we have in here. Over here next to the refrigerator is our coffee station. I just have my iCoffee out on the counter, and then above it is all of my coffee cups, and then in the drawer I have everything we need to make coffee or tea. So I have my coffees and teas in there, and I did a whole video on that, so I will link that below. I'll actually link any videos that I've done in the kitchen, but I haven't shown how I organize all of the cabinets quite yet, and I will do that in a separate video. Over here next to the fork and spoon is my pantry, which I absolutely love. I did a whole video on how I organize that, and it's still organized the same way, and I absolutely love it. That video will be linked below as well. Next to my stove, I wanted to make sure I had all of my cooking utensils so that I can easily grab them when I'm cooking. I got this stainless steel container from, I think, Home Goods, and I have a lot of my wooden spoons and utensils in there, and then my stainless steel salt and pepper grinders. This set I believe I got at Marshall's. Over here to the left of my oven, I have my knife block. This is KitchenAid, and I just keep it there obviously because I'm always using my knives. I recently did this little display here, and I really like it. I got this at Home Goods, and I kind of fell in love with it, and I did want to add some different textures and tones into my kitchen just to kind of make it interesting. And I also had a fruit bowl here, but it wasn't large enough for all of my produce, so sometimes I had things sitting on the side. So what I did was I put a cutting board down. This is an older cutting board. It's still in great shape, but I don't use it as much. So I had that, and then I also found this wooden bowl, and I just thought it was beautiful. I got this at Home Goods. So every week it looks a little different. So I just put everything there so that it's out, and some things you can't put in the fridge, like avocados and tomatoes and things. So I just have that there, and I think it looks really nice and adds a little bit of visual interest from the wood. I do keep my blender out because I use it pretty much every day to make smoothies. So I have that on my counter. I have my Basil Plant. I got this at Trader Joe's, and then the pot is from IKEA. The soap dispenser is from IKEA, And then over here on the left of the sink, I have 3 succulents. I love succulents. When I go to the store, I feel like I just want to buy all of them. But I got these at various places. I think one is from Trader Joe's, one might be from IKEA, one might be from Home Depot, but I just, get them and like them. So I have pots from IKEA, a couple different designs. And then I have my toaster. We do use our toaster often, and it's just nice to keep it on the counter if you have room because, moving it around, there are crumbs and everything. So I keep that out as well. And then over here, I have a bowl of fruit. I did just go to the grocery store, so I have a lot, and we do have more in our refrigerator. But I think this looks really pretty, and every week there are different things in there, but right now we have nectarines and plums, and it just adds some color. And also I like to keep fruit like this out so that we're more apt to grab that instead of, saltier snacks like chips and things. We also had some shades installed above our kitchen sink and in our breakfast nook, and we're very happy with this. It took us a long time to pick out the shades in our house, but we really needed some above the kitchen sink and in the breakfast nook because of the way that the sun comes through, especially when I'm cooking dinner. It can be really, really bright and sometimes really hot. So this is nice. We chose ones that let some light through, so we weren't really concerned about privacy in our kitchen. These are Hunter Douglas, and we are very happy with them. I know it looks like you can see right through them, but they do block a lot of the harsh light, but like I said, they still let some light through. So it's really nice. I'm so glad that we got those. The last thing I wanted to show you is the lighting under the kitchen cabinets that we installed. At nighttime, it obviously shows up a lot better, but we were very happy that we already had the electrical wiring and everything set up in the kitchen cabinets that we bought. So we basically just had to get new lighting because the stuff that was in there was a little outdated. So we got all of these from Lowe's and installed those, and it's so nice at night to be able to, just turn those on and you can see everything really well. It really lights up the countertops and it looks really pretty. And lastly, the paint color is Gray Owl. This is the same color that we use through a lot of our home, and it's just the perfect shade of gray in my opinion. It doesn't have any harsh undertones, and it just works out really well. It's nice and light and airy, which works really well for our home. So that is everything in our kitchen. We're so happy to have our kitchen completely renovated, and now we can just enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching.